at nearly $70 million in Ethereum that has been earned. So this is without a doubt one of the most explosive cryptocurrency platforms to hit the blockchain. Again, as you all know, yes, our Forsage business is built on a smart contract, and it is on the Ethereum blockchain, and it is a smart contract that we all know that is effectively immutable, cannot be changed. It is, basically no one can hack into it. It is something that, again, allows us to all sleep and, rest easier at night, not having to worry about the platform running away like so many of us have gotten into platforms that, we think we've got a good thing, and then unfortunately it runs away in the night, sometimes in the middle of the day. 400 and almost 50 people on the call. So, hey, I am actually going to, of course, you all know, most of you all, if you're here already, we are going to do a just an overview, and then, of course, a Q&A on the backside on the second half of the call. So for those of you guys that do want to hang out and ask us some questions, we always try to give you all the value that you so deserve. And again, the better that, the better people understand what's going on, then obviously the better and the easier it is to be able to share the program with others and explain to them what's going on. Because I get it. Sometimes, again, in the early stages, people are just confused about how the system works, but it is easy. It's a very easy and, really, just a very intelligently designed program, and it is very, very effective. So anyways, I'm actually going to, while people are still making their way into the room, we're at 600 or 470 plus. I did an interview. Actually, I was the first YouTuber to do an interview with Lotto. As you all know, the contract has been created by several developers who have a background in cryptocurrency and in multi-level marketing and so on. So, I did an interview with Lotto roughly 3 months ago, and I have actually edited it into a short 7-minute form. So for those of you guys, some of you all who are brand new to the call or brand new to the program, maybe have not seen Lotto. He used to join us on the calls, but he's been so busy. Actually, there's a lot going on in the background too. That we've got some new updates that I'm going to give you guys a glimpse of, or at least the roadmap, which is, it's got a lot of things on the horizon that are up and coming. But anyways, in the meantime, I'm going to let you guys watch that interview that I did, and it will be about 7 minutes. Let me get to that right quick. I think I have it queued up, ready to go. All right, John, yes, you're hearing me okay? Everything's clear?
Yep.
Okay, let me cut the volume up on this a bit. And, all right, let's get bring the volume up on this. Volume is good, John?
That's good.
All right. All right, here we go. First question. What is your name and how long have you been a developer in the crypto space?
My name is Lado. Forsage is the first project in which I'm one of the creators. But before, I had many years of experience in MLM as a participant. MLM, multi-level marketing. And I participated in Matrix projects since 2013.
All right, for those who do not understand smart contracts, how would you best describe what a DApp is?
You do not need to understand the smart contract algorithm. It is enough to know the main point, just as you don't need to understand how your smartphone works to use it. Our smart contract was created on Ethereum cryptocurrency blockchain, so all operations are carried out through Ethereum. This ensures the safety of your funds, which is important in such projects, because Matrix projects generate powerful cash flow. A smart contract means that no one can change the arrangements by which the matrix works. There are no admins, no bosses who can use the power to change something in their favor. Nobody can stop, close, cancel your business in Forsage. Nobody can take away your cryptocurrency if you follow the elementary safety rules.
Okay, what's the difference or the connection between SmartWay and Forsage?
SmartWay is a delta like other projects on smart contract. Forsage is the first and the only matrix on smart contract.
What has led you to the development of Forsage?
Always understood that a matrix is a more perfect system than a delta, but no one could create code for matrix on a smart contract before. SmartWay is the maximum that can be done in the delta, removing many of shortcomings, but not all of them. When we realized that we can create a matrix on a smart contract, we immediately started development. But we wanted to keep a community. That's why we were looking a way to connect projects. At the first stage, it was good, but then it was clear that for new participants, this interconnection interferes because it requires studying immediately double new information, which is bad for high-quality simulation. Therefore, Forsage become completely autonomous.
Why is Forsage different or better than other decentralized payment income cycler projects?
Any other decentralized project is a delta, because the code for the delta on the smart contract is easier to construct. As we see in the practice, the delta is not long-term. You can make good money on the start, but then the growth of your structure is continue and income stops. For Forsage, you feel the income at almost every step, and this income stream does not stop when your structure grows. You do not need to worry about timing of levels and wonder if you need to activate the next level. If you bought a next level, next slot in Matrix, you can be sure that it will not disappear. At the same time, if you're developing actively, then you can even several times a day move in repeated cycles of the slot and make profit.
So what's the best way that participants can take advantage of this amazing opportunity? Like strategies, multiple accounts, upgrade timing, etc.
In fact, there is no need to come up with strategies and schemes. You do not need to have many accounts. Everything in the marketing already itself. Forsage marketing is calculated to the smallest details. It makes it possible to earn unlimited. What is needed is active involvement, training, and support your team.
What are your thoughts and or opinions about the Forsage zero-sum argument?
What kind of zero sum are we talking about? Zero on the Forsage smart contract balance? Well, so a smart contract does not accept and does not store Ethereum. All funds go directly to participants' wallets, all 100% without delay on the system. You do not need even to withdraw earned from the Forsage project, because Ethereum comes immediately to your wallet.
I'm putting together a large international team, and we're calling it the Forsage Power Team. It's one of the fastest growing teams. What are your thoughts on joining a organized group versus random referring?
I think that if I were a beginner in this business, I would prefer to get into such a team.
Are there any other insights or points about Forsage that you'd like to share with everyone?
Unlike other projects that gives effect only in the early stages, Forsage is very long term and it will be relevant in many years. Therefore, the approach in the project is very different. we are deploying our capabilities gradually because we want to do everything as qualitatively as possible. I want to help participants realize this. By focusing on Forsage, you will build a stable source of income for many years to come. The first thing that is important to carefully study marketing plan. Those who are well aware of marketing are well aware of the superiority of the project. So it's easier for them to convey that to others, and their team is growing.
And so in conclusion, Lado, what would you say about Forsage?
You can become a millionaire in this project.
All right, everyone. All right, let me go ahead and adjust my microphone here. Hang on one second. All right, so again, that was the interview that I did with Lotto about actually 3 months ago, and we were not even at $2 million earned at the time. You know, so we have just exploded. As you can see, we're near 80 million. Actually, let me go to my PowerPoint and open this up and get started with this. But again, we are near to, or I'm sorry, 70 million at this point. I mean, it'll be 80 million next week. I mean, every week, essentially, we're moving, every 7 days, we're going about $10 million. And of course, you know, with the value of Ethereum, it does fluctuate. So it does have some effect, but, you know, because we're growing exponentially, it's just an amazing growth that we're having, or speed that we are gaining with this program. So yeah, those of you guys who have found Forsage, you are in the right place. You know, there is, you know, a FUD out there. There's people, naysayers, or people that want to try to derail Forsage. But I have to say that I've been here from the beginning, and we are steady on track. And it's, you know, as you guys just heard from Lotto in the interview, even though, again, it was a few months ago, all of it is still very relevant. You know, and again, just the fact that we have this platform, again, it is a smart contract. You do, it's peer-to-peer. You receive your income instantaneously. You know, as some of you all know, with platforms, oftentimes you have to go into the platform and withdraw your funds, or they're stored in a centralized location. This is decentralized income, all right? So again, there is just nothing like it. Really, there isn't. And again, the way that it's designed, as he said, it's a true matrix where there isn't a burnout with some programs that are similar to this. You know, they've started out really well in the beginning, and then they burn out, or income begins to gradually just get, you know, less and less. And as many of you all know, people who've joined Forsage, even just within the past few weeks, have already earned tens of thousands of dollars worth of Ethereum. And again, your situation from person to person is going to vary, you know, based on the work ethic that you have. Some people get it, they hit the ground running, and they're ready to go and share it with people and explain to them what's going on. And, you know, these people that they share it with are happy to hear about something like this. All right. Because again, it is very unique. Okay. Yes, I am a cryptocurrency YouTuber, and I dabble in other projects, but Forsage, I have to say, hands down, has been the best thing that has happened to me in the crypto space. But so without me rambling on too much more, I'm going to go through this PowerPoint presentation, and just to give people who are new to the call, prospects, you know, even returning members, just to reiterate what's going on here, so that it's a clear cut, well understood, you know, thing that you have here in terms of the way that you understand. Because again, the more you understand, the easier it is to grasp what's going on, and the easier it is to, as Lotto said himself, the easier it is to convey to other people what's happening here. Okay. All right. But let me go ahead and cut my camera off and get rolling. Sound is good, John. You guys are hearing me okay?
Yep, everything's good.
All right. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. All right, so let me get rolling here. And as you can, well, I make my little picture here that, again, like I said, this is fresh, $68.7 million worth of Ethereum that has been earned so far. Now, to get rolling with Forsage, it's a smart contract. It's not a you know, centralized website that you go to that you know, you can just put it in your browser. You do have to have what's called an application that allows you to interact with the smart contract. Okay, now that is a must. People have to understand that a lot of people are totally new to cryptocurrency. And of course, using an application to plug into a website is, again, another on-ramp or another step that people need to become familiar with, right? And they need to be sure that they explain that to other people that they're sharing this with. So fortunately, it is available on mobile and on desktop or on a PC. Now, if you're going to be on desktop or a PC, you will need MetaMask, all right, to use that. And this is the main one. Yes, there are other applications out there, but MetaMask is the standard. I would just stick with that unless something comes up in the future and that we're not able to use MetaMask. MetaMask is the gold standard, okay, for interacting using your PC. Trust Wallet for mobile also is a standard. They have unfortunately not, they had to, iOS in particular is no longer compatible with smart contracts. So we do have to, just make sure that people are aware of that, because we still have a lot of people who did get onto Forsage early on, and for whatever reason, they haven't heard about updates about the new Trust Wallet, the most recent version that has, I think it came out the beginning of last month, and they did leave a message within the app to let people know that it would no longer be compatible with smart contracts. But for Android devices, you're fine. So you can continue using it as normal. Or for people who have not updated their Trust Wallet from the last version. And then also, so an alternate to use is Token Pocket. As you can see, the logo here, be sure that you're downloading the correct one. It will be a blue logo that you can see the T and the P overlapped on top of each other. That will also, again, allow you, it's another option for iOS users if you want to use that to be able to interact with the contract. So once again, we are dealing with Ethereum. As you can see here, it's Ethereum going in, and it's Ethereum instantly being paid to your wallet right away. So this is, to me, one of the most fantastic parts of this program is that there is no waiting on your payment. You don't have to, again, go to the platform and withdraw the income. It instantly appears. Okay, when you're sleeping at night. I mean, this is what I love. I woke up to a few $100s just last night, right? Took a nap, went to bed, and the next thing I know, I've woke up to, I went offline. Actually, I was doing some stuff and came back online, and boom, you come back to income in your wallet that is there. It's not some, as they say, money on a dashboard. It is in my wallet, right? That I can do as I please in terms of either transferring it to another wallet if I'd like. I can convert it into fiat using different means of doing that. And we'll explain some ways of doing that. So just a beautiful thing. All right. So again, once again, my name is Tamik. I don't think I already told you guys that, but most of you all know my name is Tamik, and I am a crypto YouTuber. If you guys want to get by my channel, a little plug, you can find here Experience Crypto 24/7, and there's a QR code for those of you guys that want to hover your phone and just boom, get right on over to it. All right, so let's get into it. A smart contract.
Smart contract.
Let's let this video play.
A smart contract is an electronic contract registered in the form of a program code that independently executes the actions laid down in it, depending on the given conditions. A smart contract can't be changed after uploading to the blockchain network. A smart contract can perform any operations laid down in it in advance automatically, without human intervention. Example: car purchase and sale transaction. The buyer transfers the entire amount for the car to the address of the smart contract. From now on, the deal can be considered open. The contract code stipulates the conditions that the contract will transfer this amount to the seller's wallet only when the buyer is appointed as the owner of this car in the electronic database. Such a transaction will be considered successful, and both parties to the transaction will receive what they wanted. If something goes wrong, and the transaction period goes beyond the agreed framework, the amount will be returned to the buyer's wallet. During the transaction, both the buyer and the seller had a guarantor, in the form of an invisible assistant, a smart contract. The contract didn't take a penny for its service, and completed it quickly, safely and as transparently as possible for everyone. Project advantages based on smart contracts. The main advantage of projects based on smart contracts is that the conditions are predefined and can't be changed. Anyone can see the code on which the smart contract is written. The code is in the public domain and contains all the conditions and details, like any paper contract. The next advantage is an almost unlimited duration. A verified smart contract exists as long as the blockchain in which it is loaded exists. And finally, is autonomy. Smart contracts don't require intermediaries. All operations between process participants are performed automatically, without the participation of an administrator. What is the difference between a project based on the smart contract and various hypes and projects with a common cash desk? As you already know, one of the conditions for a project to work on a smart contract is its autonomy and immutability. And the role of the administrator is only to write the working conditions of this smart contract, and upload it to the network. Further, the interaction between the participants of this project takes place without the participation of the administrator, and it can't affect the movement of ETH coins between the participants' wallets, since the contract can only perform predefined functions in its code and nothing more. That is, if it is written in the smart contract code that the currency is sent from the wallet of the first user to wallet of the second user, then this is what happens. In projects, in which you transfer your coins to the administrator's wallet, and then wait for the accrual of passive income in percent, most often huge, which means that with a very high probability these percentages can only be received for a short period. You risk that the administrator will disappear at some point along with your coins, and coins of other participants. Or by the fact that the claimed huge percentage will very quickly deplete the general cash desk, administrator's wallet, and payments will also stop. In both cases, you will lose what you invested in this project. Now compare the conditions for participation in projects on smart contracts, and the conditions for participation in projects with a common cash desk. And make a decision for yourself in which projects, and on what conditions you want to participate. I add that projects on smart contracts have a different principle for the distribution of coins.
All right, so there you go, summarized how a smart contract works, what it's all about, and so forth. So let's continue on. Hang on one second. All right, so with Forsage, just getting into it right quickly with how we come into Forsage. Now, Forsage is a two-sided program, okay? Because when you pay the 0.05 Ethereum to register, which is roughly $12 or so right now, with where Ethereum is valued, you are coming into both the X3 and the X4. And the X3, as you can see here on the left, it does have 3 positions underneath, all right? And these are people that you are actively bringing in. You can only fill the slots by actively bringing people in or referring people to the program, sharing, whatever word you'd like to use. But again, having people who have used your link specifically, and that is how we fill those positions there. On the right, it's more of a team build, which these slots can be filled by people that you have directly brought in yourself, or they can be brought in from what we call spillover, effectively people who are falling into a slot that you occupy a position on someone else's X4, and then when they make a payment on someone's first row, you then receive that payment in your X4 in one of the 6 positions there. So again, it's we like to have people understand that there are 2 rows. I mean, of course, there are 6 positions here, but we like to think of it as 2 on the top and 4 on the bottom. Row 1 on the top, row 2 on the bottom. Okay. Now, also, these income slots, as they're known here, as you can see, slot 1, they do not expire. They are continual. They last forever, as you all heard on the video. This system and this smart contract will last as long as the blockchain exists. Okay, so that means that this program is not going anywhere. And again, with how well it is designed, it is here to stay and it's here to continue generating income. Again, based on the design, it does not burn out. There's an automatic reinvest feature. As you can see, this little recycle icon. That happens when the final position of either X3 or X4, when the positions are all filled up, boom, the thing recycles all over again. And it's what we call perpetual income. And as many people have seen, you know, some people have income slots that have cycled hundreds of times, okay? And it will continue to cycle hundreds of times as the positions are filled, all right? Now, moving on to the next slide. Let's go ahead and get that. Hang on one second, got a little delay here. All right, so as you can see, there are 12 positions on X3 and on X4. All right, so the way that it works is that you've got, well, each income slot is, starting from the very first income slot, 0.025, that is going to be where all of us start. All right, now to go up to the next income slot, you'll have to do what's called upgrading. You upgrade to the next income slot, and that actually happens to be twice or 2 times the amount of the previous income slot all the way throughout. All right, so there's an even consistent growth in terms of each income slot grows by double what the previous income slot before it was. All right, now that also means that each payment that you receive in these payment positions underneath the slots that is what you're going to earn for each particular income slot. Okay, so the same happens on X4 as you grow through and as you upgrade rather through the income slots. All right, so again, I like to think of these as a digital license, because you do have to pay for the right to be able to be paid at that level. Okay, so again, like I said, on X4, it does work exactly the same as X3. You do move up through the income slots that happen to be double what the previous income slot was before it. All right, and again, there are actually 24 total income slots. So that means that when you open up all of your income slots, you have 24 income slots working day and night that are recycling, you know, based on the amount of positions that are being filled, that are just, again, they work in parallel. It's not like X3 only is working or X4 is only working. They do work in parallel with each other. So this is something to make sure people are clear about. We get that question asked all the time, or people ask, can I enter into X3 or can I enter only into X4? Again, you are in both programs at the same time. All right. So as I said earlier, the 0.05 will get you into both X3 and X4. And as you can see, the split on this is 0.025 into X3, as denoted right there. And X4, likewise, 0.025 will open up X4, as you can see there on the right. All right. And again, you do have to move up through these income slots individually, right? You do have to purchase them in chronological order. You can't jump from one income slot to another. As I actually move back up here to this other slide, you can't jump. Oftentimes people say that, hey, I've got, 4 Ethereum, I'm ready to go. Can I just go ahead and start at, income slot number 7? No, you cannot. You have to be sure that you upgrade sequentially in chronological order through each of the income slots. Okay. And this is what helps keep the system balanced, that everyone has to move through. There's no jumping ahead of people, so to speak. Yes, you can overtake, for example, your superior, but you do need to, however you do it, go through each income slot sequentially. Okay. All right, so let's talk about X3 and how exactly it works. Now, as we know that we do have an Ethereum wallet, whether it's on MetaMask and or your mobile device with Token Pocket or Trust, you will have an Ethereum wallet that you will create, if you maybe perhaps have already created one. So this circle here represents your Ethereum wallet. Now, when you have someone come in who's using your affiliate link, again, on X3, the positions can only be filled by people who are actually referred by you, who've used your link. All right, so that payment will go directly to you. As we've said multiple times, it's instantaneous. As soon as it clears on the blockchain, which only takes just a matter of seconds, it goes into your wallet, right? No fees, there's no developer fees, there's nothing being siphoned off from your payment. You get that exact amount into your payment. Now, the person paying, they do have to pay perhaps a small gas fee. Fortunately, the fees have come back down to a reasonable amount, but however, yeah, that payment will be 100% yours into your wallet. Now, second payment, same thing. It goes directly to you instantaneously. There is no waiting, no withdrawing from the platform, instantaneous. Now, we also want to be sure that people understand that those two payments together for any of the income slots will be exactly what it takes and cost to upgrade to the next level. All right, in this case, level 2, 0.025 times 2 is going to be 0.05 Ethereum. Okay, now that again is something that we want to be sure people don't. We'll show a few examples of people who've missed payments and they don't quite understand why they're not receiving any more payments. Effectively, well, I'll explain it here in a little bit, but just to stay on track, as you can see, the third, which is indicated with a different color because it actually does go up directly to your sponsor. Now, this payment, it's considered your payment, but again, because you have to repurchase the income slot effectively from your superior, that payment automatically, without you having to go in and manually do it, it's an effect of the program or the coding of Forsage that it instantaneously will go to your sponsor and restart the whole cycle again. All right. And likewise, as we move up through each of the levels, it will be the same for 0.05. Those payments will come in. And again, as this continues to happen, as I said, they recycle over and over again. You are making pretty substantial amounts of Ethereum as you continue to bring people in and as they, again, continue to cycle through. Because as other people in your downline recycle, those payments, again, will come up to you as a sponsor. All right, and it starts all over again. So with X4, it's the same, but there are, again, two rows, right? You have your wallet starting off, for in this case, at level 1 or income slot 1. A payment will come in, but that will actually go up to what we call the higher partner. It may or may not be your direct sponsor. And this is what allows for the system to be balanced, is that anyone can rotate into position on someone's X4, right? So again, you will rotate in likewise at some point into someone's X4 and be on their first row, and that payment will go, you are considered a higher partner, and that payment goes up to you. Likewise, a second payment, when a second payment comes on your X4, it will go to, again, a higher partner, right? Perhaps your sponsor or someone else within your lineage, your team, or even the entire structure of the Forsage matrix. Now, on the second row, that third payment that comes in, that's considered your payment. It will go directly to your wallet. And in that case, same, two payments are what it will be to upgrade to the next level. We know that. Many of you all have already experienced that, that once you get those payments in, you've received money that you can then upgrade without coming out of pocket to go to the next level. And this is the ideal strategy for trying to upgrade. You want to be able to upgrade with money that comes in so that you don't have to come out of pocket again. But obviously, you can speed up the process. And if you decide to come out of pocket, it will obviously help you to push through the levels quicker, and then effectively getting yourself positioned to, well, make these or earn these payments on a more regular basis sooner than later. All right. Now, the third payment, that can be considered your pocket money. All right. Because then you don't have to use that to upgrade. And of course, you can just, continue to hold on to it. And if perhaps like whatever you want to do with that payment, you do with it. All right. And then the last position, again, as we know, as I said, when the last position is filled, the last payment comes in, that it will go into this payment will always go to your sponsor directly, and it will reactivate your income slot for all of the income slots. That's how it works. All right. So boom, another example, level 2, everything works the same all the way through to level 12. All right. And again, keep in mind, you don't have to repurchase those income slots. It's a one-time purchase. Okay. Some people know that on platforms, you do have to repurchase your package. There are no packages to buy here. Okay. You are investing in an income stream that is a one-time purchase that continues to earn, as I said, in the background for you, day in, day out, 24/7. All right. So the overflow and the system, and again, I try to simplify this as best I can, because sometimes people are, they misunderstand what exactly overflow is or what spillover is. And as I've already explained, when you do a well, essentially when money comes in at the first level, that payment is going to go to someone else. Now that, because it's going to someone else, that is what is considered spillover, right? Now that could happen from someone who is above you, someone who is in your team who's above you. And again, if you happen to be in that position, then you would get that payment, right? And wherever it falls, it's going to fall into one of your payment positions on X4. Likewise, someone who's below you in your team, you may rotate into position on their first row on either the position 1 or position 2, and that is considered an overflow or a payment from below. And again, you can also fill those positions up with your own partners, right? People that you've brought in. You can bring a team of people who work with you through each of the income slots, and they will fill in just like an overflow would fill in. All right. Now, also, those positions can be filled by someone who overtakes their partner. And an overtaking can happen on both X3 and on X4. All right. So that means that if someone buys an income slot before their upline does, then that payment will effectively move to their sponsor, right? So again, if you are let's say that you are at income slot 2, right? And yet your downline, your direct referral, buys income slot 3 before you do, you will not receive the Ethereum payment that they used to make that purchase to buy the income slot 3. Okay, that actually will go up and find the appropriate person who has opened that income slot. This is why it's very important to be sure that you don't dilly-dally around with upgrading. You upgrade when you can. This is my advice. And that because again, you're not forced to. It's not mandatory that you upgrade. Those payments are yours and they will be in your wallet. The choice is yours to upgrade. But again, it's highly recommended and it's incentivized, because actually your income slot will go into a holding pattern. Effectively, if you don't upgrade, let's say in this case, again, if you didn't upgrade to income slot 3, your income slot 2 would actually go into a holding pattern once you've recycled one time. All right. So once all those positions are filled one single time, and that activates the recycle, if you haven't upgraded to level 3, new payments coming in, you actually wouldn't receive them in the receive positions, right? So again, it's the same thing on X3 as it is on X4. So it's very, 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 very important that people understand that so that they don't miss payments. We get questions all the time. Why am I not receiving my payments? What happened here? And we always find out that usually people just simply did not upgrade and their payment slot went into a holding pattern. All right. So that's how the overflows work. We'll get into more detail. So for people who, need more specific clarity on that, we'll try to do our best to explain that. So these are relatively, I think that they are on track with where Ethereum is valued right now. As you can see, these numbers are subject to change based on the current value of Ethereum, right? So again, just to give people a dollar amount so that they can correlate that with these payments, because sometimes people, especially new people coming into cryptocurrency, they see 0.025 or 0.1 or 0.8 Ethereum, and they just don't really understand what that equates to. This equates to money in your pocket. Okay, so again, it's instantaneous into your Ethereum wallet. Now we're talking like, for example, 0.8 Ethereum is roughly $190, almost $200, right? Now that's a payment that comes to you. That's, for many people, far more than a day's worth of work on their job. If you receive, multiple payments, for example, on X3, you're receiving several days worth of what you would be making on a 9-to-5 job. Right. Now, again, keep in mind that these payments are coming perpetually all the time. Once you've opened up the income slot, that's what you're receiving when payments come in. All right. Now, there is no, as I try to tell people, guarantee in terms of knowing exactly that you're going to get a ROI. Right. We don't ever use the term, ROI, return on investment, is what that means. There is no guaranteed or stated you will get a guarantee ROI of, $500, every 2 weeks or something like that. You need to be sure that you are engaged in, for one, sharing this with people. Okay, this will help keep the process more regular, but at the same time, active participation will create passive income. And this, once, like I said, these income slots are open due to the activity of the team that you're in, and again, your own personal work ethic. You can continue. You can have more control of the frequency of these payments coming in. But again, regardless, to be able to have these income slots open and to be receiving payments. I mean, for example, we come to income slot number 8 here. That this is, or is that 7, 8, or this is actually income slot number 9, 6.4 Ethereum. I mean, you're receiving more than a month's worth of, for some people, more than a month's worth of income in a single payment. Okay. And again, this continues over and over and over again. I mean, again, this is why I get so excited about this program, because, it's happening. It's happened to me. I'm not a, super special person that, only someone who does, crypto, YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. There are many people who are not making, let's say, YouTube videos, but they're doing other forms of marketing, or they share this with people who they know are going to be, who are going to take the program serious. And, they are in a position, once they get their income slots open, to receive these type of payments. All right. Some people, again, more regularly than others, based on a few factors. Okay. So again, just look at these payments again coming in as we go all the way up to income slot 12. I mean, this is, once it's purchased, that income slot will always be open. Yes, 51.2 Ethereum is a lot of Ethereum. But again, once that payment is made, it is forever active. Okay. It will not close. Once you open these income slots, that's it. They're always open. All right. And there is, again, once this last income slot is opened, we don't have that situation where I said that you go into a, let's say the income slot previous to that goes into a holding pattern. It's going to be open. There are no more income slots to upgrade to. So once they're all open, boom, you're always in a position to be receiving. Okay. So just an amazing way that this program has been designed. It's incentivized to upgrade. And again, once you get to a certain position, to the last position, you never have to pay again. That's it. It's the end of your putting money. I mean, you do have to, again, on the automatic positions, again, on X4 in particular, those payments will automatically go to someone else. And this is what, again, keeps the system balanced. On the X4, on the first row, even people who are higher up, who've joined the program in the first day, or who are in the top 10, 20, 30, 40 IDs, they have to pay people even who've come in within the first week, right, of the or let's say within the last week, right? So ID 424,000, whatever ID we're at right now, where people who've just come into the program just a week ago, even people at the top, the so-called quote unquote, who've come in early, they have to pay people who've come in. If you've opened up those income slots, that's a caveat. You have to understand that in order to receive payments, for example, at income slot 7 or income slot 9, you have to have those income slots open to be able to receive at those levels. But again, this is what keeps the system balanced, and the Ponzi argument, it doesn't exist here, because even people at the top have to pay people at the bottom, so to speak. Okay, this is a fact. It's not, conjecture or me exaggerating the point. Yes. Okay, because I receive payments again from people who are way above me frequently. Okay, because of the balance of the system, and they do have to, the higher partner payments, it works the same for people at the top as it does for people who are just coming in. Okay, I hope that's clear. So the recommended start options, again, this is on a PDF, which I think we will, John, if you could post this into the chat for the PDF, the most recent PDF. And this is actually all here available for those of you guys who want to have a PDF format to share with people. But of course, all of this is actually available as well on the user interface. On the drop-down menu, you'll find it under information, and it gives very similar diagrams that you can follow and read, just like I'm showing you here. But again, the start options, effectively, if you know that you have people that are ready to come in, you can go ahead and open up income slots 1, 2, 3. And perhaps for people who are really ready to hit the ground running, you can come in and open up to income slot, let's say 6 or higher, because if you have people that come in and that are also going to upgrade, well, then you take yourself out of the danger of missing payments. Okay. I do call it a danger because, again, missing payments of zero.4 Ethereum or 0.8 Ethereum, it's no fun. It's no fun to see that you've lost a $200 payment because you didn't upgrade. Okay. And it's the same on X4. Again, the higher that you upgrade, the better you are to position yourself. Okay. Like, as one of our power team members made the example of it, it's like a fishing net, that when you have a small fishing net, well, you're not really going to catch many fish, but the wider, the bigger, the more encompassing your fish net is, the more fish that you'll get, right? And in this case, the more payments that you are likely to receive, especially if you are in an active team. It's very important to also be sure that if you're coming on board, if you're a new prospect, do your homework, do your research, look into and we'll show you how to look at through the partner list, like if someone is an active, if they're an active person, or if they're in an active team, so that when you're joining them, you know whether or not they've got, they've got well, anyways, that they're working, right? That their team is working and that things are moving along as they should, so that there's more frequency within the team. So, and again, as you can see, yes, you can come in and upgrade to whatever level you are comfortable doing. But, I also want to tell people that, if you are, because a lot of people do come into the program knowing that they're not going to even put their link out there, right? They don't want to put their link out there, or they're too shy to, whatever the case is. I would highly recommend getting over your insecurity of sharing the link. It's very easy to do. I mean, there's so many ways to post a link on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever outlet you want to think of, using some messaging app like WhatsApp, WeChat, Telegram. There's so many ways. A link, how hard is it to post a link, right? But again, if you don't think you're going to bring anyone in, well, then don't upgrade on X3 yet. Go ahead and save that money, or use that money that you would upgrade on X3 to go to higher levels on X4, right? And again, when you can start to see results and you start to gain more confidence about what's happening here, and then you can begin to share the program with people. But again, I would add that you also be sure to upgrade before people start to come in and they skip past you, all right? Because you will get overtaken, and that's, again, no fun to see payments, left on the ground. Now let me continue on here. This is a ID. Now this is a relatively old. I actually need to update these. These are still old examples, but they're relevant because the point is still the same. Someone who only had a few partners, and they have a pretty substantial amount of income coming in with only just a couple of partners. Right now, there's a couple of things to note here. They did have a third partner who came in, and that third partner actually, boom, right away, they went ahead and upgraded relatively quickly to level 12 and level 11, all right, on the X3 and on the X4. As you can see here, you will see with the user interface and the, where is it? Well, anyways, we'll look at it live here in a second, but basically you can look at the statistics to find out what exactly is going on with someone's partners. And you can see, and it'll show like when their partner registered, other information, their Ethereum wallet, what level that they're at, the amount of profit that they've made, the amount of partners that they've brought into the system. So all of that stuff is available, which is, again, another beautiful part of this system. Like so many other programs that I am even currently in, they do not give this level of transparency with respect to being able to see any partner's information. Right. So, but also too, again, as you can see, there is a hazard sign or hazard icon here. And that means that someone has missed payments. This particular person missed payments because effectively they didn't upgrade. As I said before, they were in a position where their partners, in this case, it was that partner here who went up to levels that they hadn't gone to. So they missed several payments. And I think that even their sixth partner here came in, or was this the fifth? But anyways, they went ahead and upgraded as well before they did, and they missed payments. So I'll show that here on the next screen where you can see several missed payments. Okay, now this is something you do not want to see in your back office. You can see that this person unfortunately missed many thousands of dollars. Okay, I mean, this is into the $20,000+ worth of Ethereum that they missed as a result of not upgrading. And I understand that some people are just not in a position to upgrade, but you really want to try to take it quite serious and perhaps locate the income that you need to upgrade, or locate the funds that you would need to upgrade, and get yourself in position so that when perhaps you do, you know, you might have that lucky, or maybe not even lucky, but you know someone who is well-funded. They can come into the program and be able to, you know, buy up the income slots, and they're going to have to go through you. They're going to have to buy their digital license from you. And then, you know, you would be in position to receive those payments, again, perpetually for the life of the blockchain. Okay. And again, as you can see here, these circles with the red circles with the white minus sign, that's what a missed income will look like. And you'll find that in the back office. So let's go ahead and get to I think I may show a couple more things just to show people the actual website where you can get your Token Pocket and Trust Wallet and MetaMask. But again, this will conclude this particular PowerPoint presentation. So let me go ahead and get to the live kind of how do I get on board type of stuff. So first of all, again, if you're new to the call, you know, you have to understand that you are going to want to use the person who brought you to the call's affiliate ID, as I've already explained. Now that affiliate ID would simply be put here, right in the URL. Let me go ahead and log in. I think I'm gonna also have to log into my MetaMask. Actually, let me log in first without going to my MetaMask and show people that yes, you can look at someone's, I'm gonna log out here. This is not what I wanna show for now. Let me type in. Now this is an account that I have that I can go directly into it by just keying in the ID. Now you can do that with any ID, right? You can put in from the very first ID to the very last ID, which is when I guess whoever the last ID 433,939 is the most current ID that we have, right? Now you can type that into as I showed here, I'll log out again and show that you can put that in right here, 400 and let's say 25 and I don't know this, and whatever ID that is, we can look at it. It will bring up who that person is, and that person's come in. They've only opened up, which is very typical. People will come in and just only open up income slot 1, and there's really no activity, obviously, on X3 because they haven't brought anybody in, and on X4 they've not received any spillover. I don't know the particulars of why they've not yet received spillover, but again, obviously, as I said before, if you're in a team that's active, you're going to see more frequent activity. We've had several people within our team who, when they first open up their income slot, they already start to receive spillover and are able to upgrade and were able to upgrade to the next income slot purely from spillover payments that came in. But again, just to make that point that yes, you can look at anyone's ID at any time. Let me log out and show another point. Coming from this 5346. Now, if I wanted to do an upgrade, because some people will log in to their account, or they think that they're logging into their account, but they're actually only in the view mode. As you can see, there will be a icon in blue here with an eyeball that if you hover your mouse, it'll say view mode. It's very clear what this is, okay? Or perhaps if it wasn't clear to you, now it is clear that this is a view mode only. Yes, you can interact with the user, the UI, user interface, pretty much like you would even if you were in a live view, but you can't upgrade. If I wanted to upgrade, let's say on X3 here, and I click onto this, it's going to pop up a message that we get questions all the time. Why am I seeing this message here? Why can't I upgrade? Every time I try to upgrade, I get this message. Well, it reads what the problem is. Okay, purchase in preview mode is not available. Please log into your Ethereum wallet, and then you will also need to be sure that you log out before doing that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show MetaMask. Again, I'm going to need to or actually I'd click on the icon there. Sorry, I had the tab open, but click on that. And I'm actually going to need to put in my password. And as you can see, I'm logged in now. This actually is another wallet. This is my Exodus wallet, which I've ported over. You can import and export your wallets. So this is my current wallet right now for that same ID, that 5346 account. Now, when I try to log in, let me come back over to that tab. Now, when I try to log in, and then you'll need to click on the green button, authorization, meaning basically you're actively logging in, and you'll get a pop-up. If it doesn't pop up here on the left, it will show as a number here on the face of the fox. So again, when that comes up, just click on sign in or sign, and that will take you to the live view. Now, as you can see, there is no eyeball icon that shows the view mode. Now I'm in a live, or I'm in the live view of my back office, which now allows me to be able to upgrade if I wanted to. I'll click on this. Now, I'm not actually going to upgrade now, but confirm the purchase. If I did that, then MetaMask would pop up, and this is how you upgrade. So just to cover this point, I'm not going to upgrade right now, right? But I'm just showing you the example of how you would. In fact, I don't have the funds in this particular wallet to upgrade, but when you fund your wallet with enough to upgrade, obviously this is how you would do it. And it would pop up in a bright blue button that says confirm here if you have the funds there. But if you don't, obviously just go ahead and reject the payment, close out, and you are where you need to be here. So let's talk about a couple of things here. Actually, let me go back again, the on-ramp into how to get here. So first of all, when you share your ID, share your link, okay, which has your ID connected to it, then this is where you're going to find it, where it says affiliate link. On the phone, the layout's going to be a little bit different. I think it'll be like in the top right of the screen. But again, here on a PC, then you'll see it like this on the left side, and you would simply click on it. Or I guess you could copy it like this if you wanted to do it like that. Either way. And then, of course, being sure that when you put it into the field here, then let me actually go to the main screen. When I put it there, I paste it. I would then come down, and this is the landing page. Many of you all are very familiar with this page, the landing page here, which has a lot of the information. Scroll down just real quick to see. It's got basic stuff here, the Q or the FAQ. A lot of questions can be answered here that oftentimes gets asked in the Telegram. So be sure to come to the main page here so that you can get a lot of those questions answered. But it does do a quick breakdown of how X3 and X4 works. You can see the income. I mean, look at this one right here. This is well over $500,000. And I think this particular person has multiple accounts. And I think they are close to $1 million earned with the program. So that's a pretty amazing amount of money that's been generated. And this is not an exaggerated account. This is what someone has earned in the 3 or however many months they've been with the program. Okay. Let me continue back up here. Now this is how you would join, right? Once you put that ID there or the affiliate link, you click on join now. The process, again, you can see that the number pops up there. If you want to be sure that you get that, go ahead, and as you can see, I put my cursor there and I hit enter. It's actually going to pop up so that we can see that number in the URL, and that will make sure that you are double, triple sure that you are signing up with the person who you want to sign up with, okay? And then once you click onto that, you hit the blue automatic registration. Now, of course, this is my own wallet, so I'm not going to register underneath my own wallet like that, and I don't believe that you can do that. I think you would just lose your money if that happened. But anyways, though, so I'm going to reject that payment. And also, you can see it shows a ridiculous amount. I think that was like 0.5 Ethereum to sign up. As we know, it's only 0.05 Ethereum plus the gas fees to sign up. But anyways, when you use someone's link, that's how you do it. The sign up is like that. Let me go ahead and go back to log in to show some other points of the UI. and log in here. And I'm just going to go through the view mode, which is fine. Since I'm not going to be upgrading right now, so everything else, again, like I said, is effectively available. And again, here on the left side of the screen, the UI, you can see that this is the amount of, this will show the total amount of Ethereum that you've earned in that particular account that you have. It breaks it down for the X3 and the X4. You can see that the X4, the team build, tends to grow more, obviously, because it's a part of the entire team that you're in, plus the entire matrix overall, and people tend to have higher amounts of Ethereum earned in the X4. But some people in X3, they even have higher amounts in their X3 because they're very actively building their teams, and their partners are moving up with them through the income slots. But that's where that is. You can also see the Telegram notification bot. I'll click on that, and that will bring up this. So for those of you guys who've not already activated your Telegram bot, let me go ahead and show. As you can see here, this is where you will be able to see those payments that come in, because the notification bot will actually, if you have it on your phone or your computer, but more in particular on your phone, then, you know, when you're on the go, if you get a new partner or you receive payments, then you'll be able to see that, and it will show that here. You can see the money bags or whatever that shows all of the income that has actually come in. And of course, you can set up the menu from here to add accounts, and adding accounts is effectively you putting in an Ethereum address. You would put the Ethereum address here, type in whatever Ethereum address that might be, blah, 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 blah. And then you click add, and that will add that account to your Telegram bot. And you'll always be able to know when a payment is coming in, or when someone has recycled, or if a payment has come in and gone to a higher partner. If you've received a new partner, a lot of different things there that you'll be happy to find out about. Like I said, it's like Christmas when it comes to the Telegram bot. All right, so there's that. Let me minimize this and get back to the dashboard. So other things, you'll find your Ethereum wallet. Again, I already showed there, that's where you're going to find your affiliate link. You'll also see your Ethereum wallet. If you wanted to go to your Ethereum wallet, you just simply click on that. It'll take you to Etherscan. This is the actual Forsage smart contract address. We click onto that, and that will take us right on over to the address, or to Etherscan, and to the Forsage smart contract. All right, and so as you can see here, several payments continue, obviously, coming in as people either register, or if they're upgrading, you can see the different amounts that indicate whether or not someone's upgrading or just registering. And again, there's no money that ever goes into, just to reiterate this point, this is always the case. There's no Ethereum in the smart contract. So people who try to argue with you and say that, oh, all the developers are going to run off with our money, the developers are taking money. Again, keep in mind that the developers, they do have accounts like anyone else. They have an account as an affiliate as anyone else does. Okay, they created this system, and like anyone, they can take part. They can choose to take part in this system, or they cannot. Right, and so obviously the developers have chosen to take part in this program, and they themselves, through sharing the program or doing all the other things that anyone else has to do, receive payments exactly like everyone else does. Okay, there's several partners who are earning far more than even the developers are earning. Okay, so make no mistake about it. You saw that account that I showed you that had $600,000+, and there are several developers who have not earned that much, and they created this system. Okay, so let's put aside that argument that it's only the people at the top, or only the developers who are making the money. Not true at all. Okay, I'm not going to go into a deep dive about that. If you want to on the Q&A side, we can do that. But so the other thing to show here on the UI, you can click on this box here, and if you click onto the boxes, any of the X3 boxes, the very first one or whatever one you want to do, it will show you who your upline is. Okay, and then we can see exactly who our upline is connected to. Also, too, if you click onto your ID, that will hide your ID, so you don't see if you wanted to for whatever reason not share your ID or do marketing, and you don't want to put your ID there, you can do that. All right, so there's that. What else to show? You can click on the boxes and see the statistics For example, if I click on this box, you can see all of the activity that's ever taken place here. Okay. So these, keep in mind, these are payments that are coming in. Okay. On my X4, received several payments. Obviously, every other, well, 2 payments are going to the hire partner, and the other ones are coming in either as spillover or referrals who are coming in or upgrading. Okay, so all that stuff can be found there. What else here? Let me go to the very top and click on to the partners. This is where you can see the partner information like I showed earlier on the PowerPoint. You can see all of that, the partners who've come in, their activity. You know, obviously some partners are coming in and growing their teams. Some partners are coming in and they're not bringing anybody in, but you know, that's okay. But obviously it's nice to see when you have partners that are bringing people in, because those are the ones that are also going to be earning on a more regular basis. And again, it's just something that we want to try to get past our insecurities about sharing the program with people. It's like anything else in life, right? You know, you're rewarded from the amount of effort that you put into what you're doing, whether it's learning how to play an instrument, whether it's, you know, again, learning how to play a new sport, and you get better at it from the amount of time that you put into it. Actually, you can see here we're at 69 million earned. This is another thing, the statistics that you can see from the participants that have joined the program, the active Ethereum IDs. We've had 13,000 that have come into the program just today. Okay, this is where we can see we're almost at 300,000 Ethereum. Okay, and not dollar value, actual Ethereum, right? Single units of Ethereum that have come into the program that have been paid out, which equates to over $69 million. All right, so again, make no mistake about it, we are on to something really special. Let's see here. The other thing, you know, again, statistics, this is where you can click on this and this will break down if you wanted to find information, you know, specific information about X3, X4, the different types of transactions, gifts meaning that like if you see a gift, actually I'll click on that and hit apply. Yeah, you can see this effectively. You'll see something like this when someone has overtaken their partner and a payment has come up to you. Whether it shows it on X3 or X4, you can put that specific information here. Outgoing, incoming payments. So a lot of different statistics that people may be curious about or interested in knowing about, and you should know about it. Again, educate yourselves on how this thing works. Let's see here. This is where you can find where it says instructions, but the guide, the overall explanation of how it works, which I explained already in the PDF, the breakdown, which shows a lot of the same diagrams and pictures. Here's something that wasn't on the PowerPoint presentation where I was talking about. Here you will also see that exclamation mark. This will pop up when all of the payments on, let's say, X3 have been filled and or X4, but once it's all filled up and they clear out to recycle, this will pop up and it will indicate that you're in danger of missing payments. If payments come in and you haven't upgraded to the next level, and this only applies to the income slot that comes before the one that needs to be upgraded to. And again, if you don't upgrade, payments that come in, you will not receive, okay? Or partners in your team or whatever the case is. We have people, you know, who are asking, hey, my partner, they're not receiving their payments, and they just didn't know to tell their partner that, hey, you needed to upgrade, and that's why you're not receiving payments. And again, that incentivizes the program to continue to move. It incentivizes partners who are kind of just sitting there twiddling their thumbs and not being active to get active, or else you're going to be, you know, losing money. And again, nobody likes to see money left on the ground, right? Or money left on the table, as they say. But again, the instructions can be found here. There's all of that. Let me go ahead and start the Q&A, because I've pretty much talked about all the stuff that I think that is important to people. We still have 400 plus people on the call, so I'm sure we've got some questions. So let's go ahead and take some time to do that. And for everyone, out of respect of all the other people who are, I'm sure, going to want to ask questions behind you or after you, please be considerate of keeping your questions relatively short, in that we don't ask 5 or 6 or 7 different questions on one particular situation. If you have a very specific issue, I refer you to go to the Telegram, which, let me show the Telegram, where you can come to and find and ask questions, and they will help you out here on the official chat. All right, so there's several admins or moderators who will direct you to the place that you need to get your specific issues dealt with. Okay, shout out to Richard, who's on our power team. He's one of the support help there in the official Telegram. And again, they do have a broadcast channel. Something else I wanted to show, if I can find it here without taking too much time. Yeah, this is where, no, I'm sorry, this is not the broadcast channel. It's another power team member who's created a room. Let me see, I can find it easier. I think that this is actually the broadcast channel here. Yeah, it's got 13,000 members, as you can see here, who've subscribed to that. And what that is there is no chat available in this. This is where they're just posting, available information or relevant information. Also, something Lotto just posted. I'm pretty sure Lotto is the one who's posting here. They did post a new roadmap that I wanted to show people before we get to the Q&A. So this is the roadmap for the next year. John, can you hear me? You still there?
Yeah, I lost you for a while. You there?
Yeah. I'm hearing you and everyone else. Are you guys hearing me okay? I think we're back on track now. Yeah, you can hear me good now. Yeah or no?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay. All right. So, but again, this is the roadmap for the next year. Okay. And they kind of break down different things or different milestones that we've hit. So I'm not going to read through this. You guys can find that there on the, like I said, that broadcast channel, which is available for everyone on your UI. Just simply click onto the Telegram. Let me go back to that so people know exactly where to find it. All right, that's right there. So there's no excuse for not being able to find that broadcast channel. It's there on everyone's UI. All right, and the chat channel, as I said, John, I think if you could post that, the chat, the official chat channel, so people know where to find that, at least that are here on the call. So you all, if you're not already
posted,
then you can head over there. So that wraps it up. That's the first half, and we're going to go into the Q&A. Like I said, please be mindful of others who are on the call to not ask several questions. That's going to take a lot of time. We want to try to get to as many people in the call within a decent amount of time, reasonable amount of time. All right. So, hey, thank you guys. If you're not able to stay on with us for the second half, I appreciate it. We hit a record. I think we were almost at 700 people on this call. So that's, I think, a record for our Wednesday Zoom calls. But hey, we appreciate having you here, getting you guys up to speed on what is relevant for new people who were, if this is your first time here, be sure that you do get back to the person that invited you to the call. And we are, looking forward to getting you guys on board with Forsage. Again, thank you for returning members who were able to come to the call. It is, again, it's my pleasure, really. It definitely is. I get, very excited and, feel a genuine sense of, I'm honored to be able to bring this information to people and share it, because I know it's helping a lot of people. It's changing a lot of people's lives. And, to know that I'm part of that is, it's just a good feeling, obviously. So, but with that, thank you very much. And we will catch up with you guys on that next call if you're not able to stay with us here. So for those of you guys that are going to stay with us, let's go ahead and dive into the Q&A. And I would encourage people to stay for the Q&A because a lot of questions get answered that you yourself likely have. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it.